all, I'd like to thank Dr. Sadun and our chairman of the Plastics Committee, Mr. Aldozari. And it's a pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure to be here, I say, because I'm coming from a country which is one of the world's biggest downstream industry, producing a lot of plastic products. And now I'm speaking in a country which is the biggest upstream industry in the world, in a region where it is the biggest upstream industry. So I think that we have to be very careful, because we are talking about the welfare of our people also. Not only environment, but environment plus the welfare of the people, which is together. Also environment is the part of the welfare. So I think I would like to focus on both of it and the balance of it. And I said we have to be careful. Why? We know that there is some balance between it. And also we know that there is also, when we are talking about green transition, one part of it is environment, the sincere part which we all support, but the other part is trade barriers. Putting new, changing the game, making a new economic game, which some of the West countries are losing it, so they want to change it to a new game. So we have to be careful, because this is something that will affect the welfare of our people also. So let me give some ideas about, sorry, I think it has gone a little bit back. And we go, yeah. So let's start from here, yeah. So, as I said, Turkey is a big downstream industry. We have 11 million tons of plastic products each year produced. That is 6th largest plastic producer in the world. If you compare the European continent, after Germany, it is the biggest plastic downstream industry. I am the president of PAGEV, which represents 3,600 companies in Turkish plastic production. It's a value chain, not only downstream, but also it includes technology producers for the plastics industry. So I will go more focused on the subject, and I will speak on the power of associations in accelerating the green transition. That's important for associations, because we know that associations has daily businesses, like assisting the public sector, which we had in the previous panel, supplying information for green transition, good legislation, we do this daily. Or we help investors for green transition, for example, that we are doing it, as I said, daily. For example, yesterday Honeywell was here. They were talking about an investment in Turkey on chemical recycling. We were their first contact, as Mohammed knows. Also for other investors in Turkey, with Dr. Sadun, just about, I think, a few months ago, we were in Qatar and speaking with our president's investment office with possible investment opportunities. So this is daily business, but I'm not going to talk about that. Daily business is important, but if we are talking about green transition, the most important is long-term business. How are we going to change the community? How are we going to do in a way that scientifically we can change our business to a new model? The first thing we have to do is the education. So we have to have educated people that we can transform our business. It's a long-term business, but we have to do. So as PAGEV in Turkey, as an association, what we do, we build up schools, technical vocational schools for plastics industry. These schools are completely built. Teachers are paid from us. We pay the teachers. We make the laboratories. And we have now 2,000 students each year graduating from our schools, and they become technicians of the future for recycling, for new technologies in the plastics. This is, I think, about 6 months ago, I was with European Plastic Converters president, my friends, and I was visiting with them our schools. I'm also a board member of European Plastic Converters. So this is very fresh pictures from our schools. So this is the graduation of, these are the plastic recycling technicians of the future. Each year we have new guys, new ladies coming to our industry and becoming the future of the plastic recycling. Also, not only the students, but it's also important to increase the competence of the people who are already in the industry. So we have education programs, a special test center for the professional competence. We publish a lot of books, especially on recycling. Now the new project that we are doing is we are building a plastic excellence center This is now in the building phase. We are taking an example, and we're working with Istanbul Technical University as a hub for all the plastic and recycling technology infrastructure and scientific knowledge. We have know-how change for exchange, for also green transition. We are doing a lot of congresses, especially on recycling and plastics. Dr. Sadun, you were also, thank you, one of the presenters over there in our conferences. We joined the industry, the people, together with international knowledge and competence building and knowledge building, knowledge exchange in Turkey as an association. Another important thing about developing green transition is making a market for it. If you don't have a market for green transition products, recycled products, new things, then you cannot sustainably continue this business. One of them is we have our own exhibition. PAGEV makes an exhibition called Plastic Eurasia. It is now the world's third biggest plastic exhibition. Before it was K show, but this year the first one is China Plus because it bypassed K. Second one is K, and then the third biggest exhibition of plastics is our exhibition, Plastic Eurasia, that we do. And we have a new baby, very new. 10 days ago we made our first exhibition, new exhibition. It's called Replast, Plastic Raw Materials, Recycled Raw Materials and Technology exhibition, dedicated only on plastic recycling. It was a very new exhibition, one hall this year, but it was interesting. The recycling industry is booming because just 124 exhibitors and 8,253 visitors. So next year it will boom. We believe that this part of the industry, chemical, mechanical recycling and all these technologies, green technologies will be important. Another important thing for green transition, what we do as an association is building up green industry zones, because you need to have the plastic and recycle companies in a place where you have special infrastructure where you can treat the water that they have so that when you are making recycling it becomes good. Just to show you one of them, that this is an
2 yılında Gebze'de 1.200.000 metrekare arazi satın alınmasıyla kooperatif, kuruluş ve
we build that industry zone, we make also our own school inside. You will see the school that we, one of the schools here. Yeah, this is also a vocational school where each industry zone we built, we put up a vocational school. Another important issue is that unifying the industry globally, because we have to have know-how exchange, we have to have information exchange, and also the industry working together. So we do a lot of things around the world for joining the industry. Like I'm here, this was a GPCA. Dr. Sadun, you invited me in the past, you remember, and we talk about the attraction of the Turkish companies to the Gulf region for the downstream industry. I think that's still getting more important now. I think, and last time when we were together with our Minister of Finance, we also requested that we have a free trade agreement so that we have more flow of material from the Gulf together with Dr. Sadun. So that's important. Also, we have international relations with Global Plastic Alliance. This was, I think, 4 months ago in Malaysia. So we try to unify the industry in green transition, know-how exchange. That's also very important. We are also the EPR company in Turkey. So we do the extended producer liability with important companies, and I will give you some information what we are doing. So we represent 7,000 companies that sell goods to the market, and we organize the recycling for them. We work in 83 municipalities in Turkey, and 13.5 million people's packaging recycling is organized by us. So we supply collection equipment to the public, different equipment. We even some special ones for small streets, etc. We educate the household. We send education people to the household to educate them, separate collection and waste management. This is one of the things we do. Also, children is important for educational activities, for waste management and recycling in different schools, universities, in our own schools, first of all. We educate the children. We make sports activities with groups that are more, let's say, sensitive to recycling and that can help us with cyclers, etc. So we do a lot of activities. I'll just pass this one. Yeah. Marine litter is an important issue. We work with waste-free oceans. I'm also the regional manager for waste-free oceans in Turkey and the region. So we collect already existing marine litter and we turn them into useful substances for municipalities that they can use for the communities. We work with Cargill, for example. It's another project that we do together with Cargill, because there is a lot of farmers and they have a lot of plastic items that is left in the farm. So we collect these parts and we recycle them together with Istanbul Technical University. We are also working on the microplastics in the Operation Clean Sweep. In Turkey, we are the licensee of Operation Clean Sweep, giving education to our industry for microplastics and auditing and certifying the companies for microplastics. Another important issue is that we cannot do these things alone. We have to have also public support, and that's a big issue. We know that the public is very negative on plastic issue, and the reason is, as Dr. Salman said, even we outnumber in most instances, we are bad on communicating. I'm talking about all of us. We are really bad, because just, you know, Munir Bey from Environment Agency, he said that the difference between a glass bottle and difference between a PET bottle about CO2 emissions. He knows it, but he had to ban it because the public perception is winning the science. So it's our mistake. So we have to take also the public. We have to work on that and seriously, without making, you know, conflict of interest between each other. We have to unite and work together. It's late, I know, but still there is time. Just to give you an example, in Turkey we made an important ad campaign. This was on all TVs for about 6 months. It was a big budget that we had. We collected from our members. So it's in Turkish, but you will understand it. But it was, by the way, this ad was done by a famous international advertisement campaign company that took the film. You will see that when you see the film, you will first feel that this is a film taken by Greenpeace, but then you will see what happens.
yaşamamızı sağlayan hemen her şeyde plastik var. Plastik düşmanımız değil. Plastiğin hayatımızda yeri çok. Doğru.